Hey y'all, welcome back to the Coco Swatches YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Ofune and I am the face behind some of the arm swatches you might be seeing in your social media feeds. As you can tell by the title, today we're doing a foundation review. We are reviewing the Milani Screen Queen Foundation. So if you are interested in this review and want to find out more, stay tuned and keep on watching. So today we're going to be talking about the Milani Screen Queen Foundation. I'll just read the back of this product here. This is the Luminous Natural Skin Finish, buildable light to medium coverage, long wear foundation. So for this review, I actually went and purchased this foundation. I think sometimes as an influencer, we have the luxury of getting products right to our door and we get all the shades, but I didn't get this in PR. I wanted to review it and I wanted to kind of go back and see what the customer experience is like in buying a foundation. So I went to Ulta, and this is not to pick on Milani, I was in Ulta looking at all the foundations and all the brands, but since we're reviewing this foundation, I'll talk about my experience buying it. So went into Ulta, went and found the display. Now I was able to find a shade that worked for me, but as usual, they didn't have all the shades available in Ulta. You can only purchase certain shades online. And it's so interesting that as long as I've been doing this, I feel like there has been some growth in terms of, more shades being available and swatching on different, shades of skin tones, and things have kind of progressed and grown, but there still hasn't been that much progression. And this is not to pick on Milani, again, I'm just talking about in general industry standards. There still hasn't been as much progression, I feel like, in terms of the buying process for a person that has deeper skin. It's still difficult to go in and look for your shade and find the shade that works for you. So Milani, and I'll put the display from Ulta on the screen. I swatched the two, I think it's the second to last shades, the deepest ones, and I was able to find something that I thought would work for me. And if it doesn't work, then the other two shades that were available weren't gonna work. This is the closest one that works. This is the shade 420, or 520, my bad. I also wanted to support this launch because there is a makeup artist that I know. His name is Anthony, and I'll pop up his Twitter page on the screen somewhere. He worked with Milani to create these shades, which is so awesome. It's so great when a brand reaches out to someone from the community that they're trying to include, marginalized communities, people of color. I don't like that term, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. People that haven't had a voice traditionally, and giving those people an actual voice that has decision-making power. I think that's awesome. I'm so glad he got the opportunity to work on this launch and help them create shades that are actually wearable. So I wanted to support this launch because he worked with Milani on it as well. So now that we got all of that stuff out of the way, let's get to the makeup of it all. So today we're going to be trying out this foundation. I'm going to give y'all a wear test, and I'm just going to apply it the way I usually apply foundation. I didn't realize it was said light to medium, but we'll see what it do. I guess it has a blue light filter for if you look at a screen. A lot of the time, which I do, I'm on my computer and my phone 24/7, so I guess this is supposed to help with that. So let's just get started. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I forgot to mention. If there is, hopefully I'll remember. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my Milk Makeup Primer. If you've watched my videos, you already know that this is my jam. This is the only primer that I feel like works for me. I'm kind of scared to try other primers. Like, I just want something that works, so usually I just stick with this. All right, now that that's nice and tacky, we are going to do a little bit of color correcting. I like to use my Makeup Forever concealer. This is in the shade 51. And I just apply some here and here to cancel out any darkness. I'm using a Smashbox foundation brush. Now for the foundation. So like I said, there's a shade before this and a shade after this that was like, there were like gaps in between. I feel like it was like I want to say like 480 and 540, but there are shades in between that are available. They just weren't available in store. So this was the one I felt like was closest to me. I feel like it's a little bit light, but now that I'm seeing that it says it's supposed to be a light to medium coverage, maybe that won't be as much of an issue. So we're gonna start off with, let's see, it's one pump. Let's do another pump. Okay, that's like a full pump. So let's start off with 1.5 pumps and see where that gets us. Again, I'm in the shade 520, so I'm just gonna take my brush and start to blend it. And they did have samples available in Ulta. I didn't realize that not every drugstore brand has samples available for some reason. I don't know why I forgot that, but this foundation does have samples available. At least it did at my Ulta. So it's looking like it's actually giving me pretty decent coverage. It does say light to medium. I mean, it's not terrible. It is a decent match. It is a teensy bit warm though, as it is kind of drying down. I am more of a golden undertone person. I'm not sure. I'll have to look up what the description of this. This is Rich Sienna. I'm not sure what they describe this as being, if they describe it as a warm or a cool or neutral, but yeah. So this is 1.5 pumps. I mean, what do y'all think? I feel like this is a good place. We're in a good place. As it's drying down, it's getting warmer and warmer. It is a little orange. But like I said, this was the best match I could find in store. It is possible that there is a better match for me out there, but I just didn't feel like going through the hassle of going online, which I know that all of us, we go through this hassle of trying to shade match ourselves online. And for this review, I just wanted to go in like a normal person would and go into the store and just pick up what was available. And this is what I could get. So I mean, it's not terrible, but it's definitely a little orange. So I think I can work with it though. So I'm gonna go and do my concealer and finish the rest of my face, and we'll come back and see what it's looking like. All right, y'all, I am back. This is my finished look. I'm gonna finish everything off with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder. This is a very lightweight powder, but it brings looks together nicely. And I'm going to use a Milani product to set the entire face. There's Make It Last setting spray. So I'm just gonna use my sponge to just pat that in. So this is the finished look. It is now 1:58. I believe I probably applied the foundation closer to 1:30, so let's just say that. So we're gonna do a wear test. I'm gonna keep it on as long as I can for y'all and show you. I gotta do a lipstick check. I'm gonna keep this on as long as I can so I can show you the kind of wear. First impressions, again, you know, I'm liking the luminous finish. I like the way it's looking on my face. I feel like it gives very nice skin, your skin, but better. The shade was like a teensy bit off, but you know, for someone like me that does do a whole bunch of concealing and powder and bronzer and highlight, you know, by the time all that's finished, you know, it was close enough to my shade that it still works for me. So I'm not mad at this shade at all. 520 Rich Sienna. Again, you know, I wish I could swatch the ones that were next to it to see if there was a better match if you use me as a shade reference. But I think if you do use me as a shade reference, 520 is a decent shade. And Ulta does have a pretty generous return policy. I think that the other shades are available online. I'll double check right now after I finish filming this video, but if you do buy like 520 and 530 or, you know, 510 and 520, you can always return the other one. I know it's annoying. Whew, we gotta do better, y'all. Beauty industry, how can we fix this issue of people with deeper skin tones buying makeup in the store? We got this, something's gotta give. But anyways, I digress. We are going to do this wear test. Good thing, I have nothing but good things to say about this foundation so far. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours.
So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours. So I will check back in with y'all in a few hours.
Hey y'all, I am back. The time is now 11:53. So we officially have a full day's wear of this foundation, and this is what I'm looking like. So a few things to point out before I go into my thoughts. This is different lighting. I typically shoot during the daytime with natural light. Right now it is nighttime and I only have my ring light. So any kind of doing this is going to be enhanced because the light is just, beaming down my face. And I have not touched up at all. I did not, add extra powder throughout the day or blah. I just wanted to leave it as is just to see how it's going to perform. So my thoughts on the foundation. I definitely feel like I got a very impressive finish upon applying it. I was pretty pleased with the coverage. I was a little scared when I saw that light to medium coverage, that buildable. Sometimes, that could mean various different things, but I was pleasantly surprised that it gave me 1.5 pumps, gave me just enough coverage. And yeah, like I said in the previous clips, I was just a little bit scared of how it was going to last throughout the day. So as you can probably tell, I am a little bit dewy, but it's not anything that is like crazy. Like I've had cream cannot say those two words together. I've had cream products that look worse than this after like 3 hours. So the fact that it's been a full day's wear, this is a luminous foundation. I used the Milk Hydro Grip Primer and I did not powder before foundation, and it looks like this. Like, this is not bad at all. This is not bad at all. You get up close so you guys can see. I get oily in my T-zone, so that's just where we are seeing the oil. I have combination skin. This part of my skin is pretty normal, and that's pretty consistent with this foundation. Some of the other things I was talking about in terms of the buying process, like I said, luckily I was able to find a shade that worked for me, that was available in the store. Obviously I could have chosen to buy something online, but I wanted to get that in-store experience. This is not that critique. That part of this video is not to specifically pick on Milani, because I actually also wanted to try out the e.l.f. foundation, the new concealers, and I was having the same issue where I noticed that not all the shades were available in store, and that kind of just made me feel like, I didn't think that I would be able to get my shade in store, and so that made me feel like I didn't want to go out and purchase a bunch of shades to figure out which one was going to be mine. So I feel like it's an industry issue, and I really think it has to do with the retailers, whether it's Ulta, CVS, Walmart, Target. If you all have any ideas of how to fix this issue, let me know in the comments down below, because I feel like it's 2020 and we're still dealing with the same things that I was dealing with, in 2015, 2011. I mean, obviously things have gotten better, but I definitely think there is a lot that can be done, and that's probably one of the topics that gets talked about the least, I feel like. So or at least one of the topics that gets talked about the least. So yeah, but aside from that, I think the foundation is a great buy. It's $13.99. It has this beautiful finish, and it works for, if you have combination skin like me. If looking into the future, the way I would probably use this foundation is mixing it with the mattifying foundation. I think it will look really nice with like 1 pump of this and maybe like 1.5 pumps of a mattifying foundation like the Urban Decay Stay Naked. I feel like that would be perfect for my combination oily skin. And in like colder months, I live in California, so unfortunately our colder months are still pretty warm. But if I was, on vacation in the snow or something, or like somewhere on the East Coast, I think this would be a super nice foundation for that type of weather, for my skin type. If you have dry skin, this is gonna look beautiful on you, and it's going to give you that luminous finish throughout the whole day. So I definitely think this foundation is definitely worth a try. I'm just gonna assume the shade range is popping because, like I said, Anthony worked on it. Unfortunately, I don't have swatches for y'all this time, but maybe I will get to try out some of the other shades. I probably will need a summer shade, so we'll see. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about this foundation. I enjoyed it. I think it's worth a try. I think it's worth the coin. It is affordable. You just might have to purchase some shades online, unfortunately. Yeah. So I think I rambled on enough about that. All right, that's all I have for y'all today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to like this video if you're feeling today's video, comment down below your thoughts, and subscribe to this channel for more cool content. All right, thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.